Hello everyone, I'm Lucy Lothian and I'm going to talk about a fundraiser apprenticeship which is being offered by the University of Kent. And I thought we'd start by sharing some of the benefits of joining the fundraiser apprenticeship programme. And the apprenticeship will provide apprentices with the necessary skills, behaviours and knowledge so they can identify, build and maintain relationships to raise financial and non-financial support for their charitable cause. The programme will ensure apprentices have a thorough understanding of the different sources of income, such as major gifts, legacies, events, corporate, trusts and foundations, community and individual giving. Apprentices will also learn how to contribute towards the implementation and execution of fundraising strategies, projects and plans. And they will also come away feeling confident in areas such as conducting analysis, undertaking research, managing data, stewarding supporters, finance, communicating with stakeholders, fundraising legislation, and building relationships. And although there are benefits of the programme, there are also benefits of joining the University of Kent itself. So apprentices will join a leading academic institution which provides a very supportive study and work environment. The programme is designed and delivered by academics from the Centre for Philanthropy, who are experts in the charity sector and who specialise in a range of relevant disciplines, which include philanthropy, major giving and legacies. Apprentices will benefit from this range of knowledge, as well as hearing from experts from beyond the university, including teaching contributions from leading consultants, fundraisers and strategic philanthropists. The course will be run by myself and Dr. Beth Breeze, who co-founded the Centre for Philanthropy in 2008, as well as launching the university's master's programme in philanthropic studies. We're also joined by Becky Phillips, who led the Trailblazer group that created the fundraiser apprenticeship. So we're delighted that she's part of our team. And we're also experienced in fundraising and we've worked in numerous fundraising roles for a range of charities. So we hope our knowledge and experience will be incredibly useful to the students. But I think above all else, we're just incredibly passionate about building capacity and confidence in UK fundraising and making sure fundraisers understand best practice so they can be the best fundraisers they can be. The course will be delivered mainly remotely, but with two-day residentials at the University of Kent. One will be at the start of the course at the beginning of September, with the other taking place later in the programme in April. The residentials are a great opportunity for apprentices to come together in person to spend time getting to know each other and the tutors. What I particularly love is that the apprentices become fantastic support networks for each other, and they might set up a WhatsApp group and chat outside of the sessions, asking for advice, and some actually arrange to meet up in smaller groups if they live locally or online. And the programme is delivered through a combination of teaching methods to provide apprentices with a varied experience, all of which are shown on screen. We find the weekly seminars really interactive and they're a great opportunity for apprentices to support and learn from each other. And we've also introduced action learning sets so apprentices can support each other to solve very specific problems, which they're all finding incredibly useful. And we actively want to ensure that our apprentices get the most out of the course possible, and every cohort is different, so we always work with you to understand how we can support you in your role. So a good example with our first cohort is that a number of them were responsible for writing grant applications, so we were able to bring in a bid writing expert to run a workshop on how to write effective charitable bids. And some of our second cohort were particularly interested in major giving, so we held a Q&A with an expert who works in that particular discipline. Apprentices will also have access to the University of Kent's online Moodle portal, which is a platform designed specifically to support the delivery of teaching and learning materials and activities. Apprentices will also learn by doing through very practical experience within the apprentices' workplace with a minimum of 20% off the job training. The practical experience is considered essential to develop and enhance the apprentices' knowledge, skills and behaviours, including things like problem solving, strategic thinking, interpersonal and communication skills. And the course is split into 3 modules, each covering 4 units. The first module starts with an overview of the course, including what is expected of apprentices, course activities, and how progress will be monitored to ensure apprentices are ready for the endpoint assessment. The first module will give apprentices an overview of fundraising, such as the different types of fundraising, as well as looking at some of the ethical and regulatory considerations. And it will also cover aspects such as relationship fundraising, supporter motivations, and the importance of recording data and gathering insight. Module 2 explores some of the key fundraising concepts and principles. This includes understanding the components of the charity's case for support, the different communication methods we can use to support fundraising efforts, and how we can effectively steward supporters. It will also cover the importance of accurately recording data and understanding financial principles such as budgeting. The final module will help to develop the apprentices' problem-solving skills with a focus on finding solutions and when is it necessary to adapt our working style. We will also examine the external market and explore internal and external analysis techniques and the components of a fundraising plan. The course will conclude by drawing together what apprentices have learned during the course and preparing them for the endpoint assessment, which I'll run through in a moment. We've added term dates on screen, but the programme is due to begin the week commencing the 2nd of September 2024, and it will take 13 months to complete before students can undertake the endpoint assessment. And we thought it would be useful to give you an example of a weekly session. And although this might start with a seminar and presentation to provide an overview of, for example, legacies, we also want sessions to be interactive. So we will be including things like polls to gain the apprentices' opinions, group discussions, videos that showcase key points, breakout groups to encourage peer discussions. And we will also invite along guest lecturers who are experts in the relevant topics that we will be discussing, so apprentices hear from others who are working in or knowledgeable about the fundraising sector. And apprentices will receive 2 core textbooks for free in hard copy as well as ebooks, and they will get these at the start of the course, which will be useful sources throughout the remainder of the course. And the programme will be studied over 13 months full time for those working 30 hours or more a week. This will then be followed by the endpoint assessment, which typically lasts for about 2 months after completion of the 13-month programme. And although there is no formal assessment throughout the apprenticeship, we will be undertaking formative assessments to monitor apprentices' progress and ensure that they're ready for the endpoint assessment, such as skills scans, so to check skills are developing, end of unit quizzes, and regular progress meetings. And it's also worth noting that apprentices are required to have level 2 in English and Maths before they can undertake the endpoint assessment. Apprentices are required to undertake an endpoint assessment for the Fundraiser Apprenticeship Standard. All apprentices must spend a minimum of 13 months on programme before the assessment period begins, and the endpoint assessment period will only be arranged once the employer is satisfied that the apprentice is deemed to be consistently working at or above the level set out in the occupational standard, and that all of the prerequisite gateway requirements for endpoint assessment have been met and can be evidenced. And the endpoint assessment must be completed within 2 months and consists of 2 assessment methods. Assessment method 1 is a case for support pitch presentation with questions and answers. And assessment method 2 is a professional discussion underpinned by a portfolio of evidence. Performance in the endpoint assessment will determine the overall apprenticeship standard grade of either a fail, pass or distinction. And on successful completion of this programme, learners will have achieved the level 3 fundraiser apprenticeship certificate. So thank you very much for your interest in the Fundraiser Apprenticeship course, and please do contact us if you would like any more information using the details on screen. Thank you.